Test 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Yeah, yeah.
And hey, we're here and we're about to be talking about Solo the movie. So that's coming up next on Geek Out SA. And welcome back to Geek Out SA. We're here and we're having fun, and Colleen's playing with her phone all the time.
I'm not playing all the time. The producer's mad at me. I thought we had more time in the intro. I was trying to tweet that the show was on, so maybe we'd get some more viewers, but apparently we're getting some viewers because now we have a troll.
Yeah, apparently we do have a troll, finally.
We're popular enough for a troll! Oh, I'm so excited!
So apparently we're called casual Star Wars fans. And
that's
if you
us,
know
like,
us, we're anything but casual.
I think we're in between, right? So I don't think that we're just...
I don't know. I'm pretty hardcore Star Wars.
You're not as hardcore as some of the hardcore. So this is the problem that I have with fandom. This is a problem that I've always had with fandom, is that there are certain hardcore groups.
Mm-hmm.
And they can tell you the name of every planet. They can tell you like biblical generation after generation.
And we had some technical difficulties, but now we're back. So we finally got...
Because technically the computer restarted itself.
restarted itself, so...
I don't know.
Live
There's always
YouTube.
something. There is always something.
Not always something.
It's like, you know how the carpenter doesn't have like carpentry stuff repaired at his home, and the mechanic has broke down cars. It's so funny that the web developer always has the messed up computer.
That
and
has
like
nothing
the tech
to
goes
do...
down. I'm just saying.
Being a web developer
like
has nothing to do with hardware.
He knows how to do hardware too. Don't let him kid you. He just pretends like he doesn't because he doesn't want to come to your house and fix your computer.
We have new lower thirds too. What do you think about our new lower thirds?
I don't know where it is. I'm like
down
pointing
here
at random stuff.
Oh, and you gotta point this way.
I'm gonna
right
point
down
this
here.
Way?
So
this way?
we are back. But yes, we're talking about Solo and a Star Wars story and how amazing this movie was.
So first, we were kind of talking about fandom and what it means to be a casual fan versus a super fan. Right. But in my opinion, and this is my show and I get to have my opinion. Mm-hmm. So in my opinion, everybody is their own kind of fan. It's just like reading a novel. Movies are the same way. You get to have your own personal interaction with those characters. We all see them differently based on our life experiences. We will all go into the same movie and see a slightly different movie. Mm-hmm. It is because human nature is for us to put our life experiences into that, to put our own feelings and understanding into that. So people like to throw out this "you're a casual fan" thing all the time if we don't like hate the same things that they hated, or if we don't like discount things
the
as
other
much.
day at dinner. We went to Jim's, and then I think we were wearing Star Wars shirts, and he asked if we watched Solo, mm-hmm. and I was like, "Yeah, it was a great movie." Oh yeah.
And then he was like, "Oh, and I guess you guys liked the other movies too." We did. Yeah. I enjoyed them. I have not read, and I am usually a reader, so I have not read any kind of Star Wars books. None. I've read zero. I've read like the cute little Jedi kid books, but I haven't read any books. So maybe that's where people are picking up information that I don't seem to be getting to make me a super fan.
But apparently those books aren't canon anymore, right?
No, they're gone.
Not since Disney picked it up.
Disney wiped all the canon and said, none of these books are valid anymore. Which is too bad, because some of them were really, really good.
Some of them were good.
But they take some stuff from that.
Yeah, they've taken
Yeah.
a few bits and pieces.
Well, the universe is
And they
very
kind of like change it up.
vast
a little bit.
too.
Mhm.
This Star Wars universe is super vast. We're talking about cartoons, we're talking about movies, we're talking about books. That's a lot of information to integrate together into one cohesive piece that
Mhm.
is also, unfortunately, no matter what anybody says, making money for Disney. And I have a whole other problem that we can talk about for Disney, but we're not going to talk about that right now.
We already have a thumbs down already.
I love Disney, but I know that they're in the business of making money
Right.
for their executives.
Right.
So that being said, though, I felt like what I wanted to see in this Han Solo movie, and maybe it was different for you guys, but what I wanted to see, because when I was growing up, I wanted to be Han Solo. He was my character.
Mhm.
I wanted to be Han. So I didn't want this kid, this actor, to not be Harrison Ford. So it already had a ding as far as I was concerned.
Well, because a lot of the press they came out in regards that they had to get him an acting coach.
This is not the first time he's needed an acting coach also, from what I understand. So it doesn't seem that he's that great at his craft to begin with. But maybe he's good at being a mimic, a
Yeah.
parrot, because he did, in my opinion, have a lot of Harrison's mannerisms
He did
down.
have the mannerisms down. He really did. And he had a look. But they showed him in a picture initially with short hair. And I think that turned a lot of people off.
Mm-hmm.
Because it didn't look something like Han should have.
I think a lot of us just wanted this movie to be Harrison Ford. And I love Harrison, but he's like 97 years old now. Like, he just can't keep playing these parts. He can't keep going backwards. At some point, if we're going to revisit this, if we're going to reimagine this, we do have to find new players.
Right.
Right? I wasn't thrilled with their choice.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think he was going to do a good job. So when he did...
No, I didn't either.
When he did, I was surprised.
Uh-huh.
I went into this movie thinking, this is going to be something stupid. They're going to ruin it. It's not going to be Han. It's not Han. It's not Han. It's not Han. Like, I was kind of mentally throwing a tantrum. Like, this is not going to be Han. When I left, I didn't feel that anymore.
And it kind of was.
Yeah, I thought it was.
It really was.
I thought it really was. I thought that he must have practiced really well.
Mhm.
He really got the mannerisms down. He got
And then they
some
got
of that
Ron
attitude.
and then they got Ron Howard to direct
Right,
it.
and how can you even possibly think you would go wrong with Ron Howard? Like, it's Ron Howard. I mean, yeah, his weird brother had to be in it, but it's okay. He wasn't in it for very long. You know,
You didn't even notice it.
I didn't even notice him. So, and his poor weird brother, everybody's always making fun of him, but he actually isn't a very bad actor. He's actually a pretty decent actor. You know, they just give him a hard time because of Ron, but...
Oh, Vic says, I agree. I didn't like the casting, but haven't seen it yet. You definitely need to see it, Vic.
Yeah, and everybody is so excited for Donald Glover to be Lando, and he nailed it.
He did nail it.
And Donald Glover nails it all the time, in my
Yeah.
opinion. He is extremely talented. He's a talented across the board. He can act, he can rap, he's relevant, he's now... I get it. Donald Glover, and he was very good at Lando.
Yes.
And there are some parts with him that, again, I think Lando is kind of like Han in that they both have this duality, right?
Mm-hmm.
They both have this suave, this smuggler, this gambler side of them,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then they also have this side of them that there is compassion and there is caring. Even if that's within just their inner circle, it's there. And you see that in Lando. And you've seen that if you've watched the original movies. You've seen that in Lando to an extent, right? You've seen that he's kind of a snake. And yet he cares about who he cares about. And he does what he feels he can do within the constraints of who he is, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of see that within Han too. So I like where we start with this movie because we see where Han has come from and we get not a full idea of his upbringing and we're not quite sure how he ends up where he starts.
But we understand that fundamentally he's a good person.
Right. But he's also had to scrape and fight and do some bad things and do some dirty dealings. And he's enjoyed some of it, right? Yeah. But there's also a part of him that wants to get out of it too, right? And I don't think that that's far off from who we experienced him being in the original
movies. Yeah.
And people wanted him. So there were two people, like they wanted him to be reinvented, but I didn't want him to be reinvented. Did you want to see him reinvented?
No. Mm-mm. And I don't think he was, I don't think he was reinvented at all.
But people are mad about that. They're saying like, oh, Disney just copped out and they just gave us Harrison Ford. But that's what I wanted.
What we wanted, yeah.
That's what I wanted. And then they complained.
But we get to see what makes him what he is.
Right.
But we also get to see why the Millennium Falcon is the way it is.
Yeah, and maybe this is because I haven't read the books and I don't read any of this stuff on the internet. That's not me. I don't read any of the fan fiction. I don't read anybody's theories. If I see something, I don't want anybody else's idea of the Star Wars universe to seep into my idea. I like my own ideas. I want to keep them mine. I'll listen, like if I'm one-on-one in conversation, like I'll listen to you, but I don't actively go out and read everybody else's theories about what's happened. So maybe that's why I didn't know about this interaction between Han and Lando and how he comes to the Falcon. But because people acted like, oh, everybody knew about that and the 12 parsecs. Like I knew about the parsecs, but I didn't know that it was like a distance. I thought it was a time measurement.
Yeah, they talked about that because they explain a lot of the errors that they did in Star Wars, that he made the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs, and 12 parsecs is a unit of measurement, not like time or speed or acceleration or anything like that.
Right.
It's the distance between point A and point B, and it was like going through like this gaseous something or other to navigate through that in order to get that.
Right, instead of going around it like normally would have. The Kessel Run normally would have taken 20 parsecs because you went around this, but he decides to go through, and that's how he gets the 12 parsecs. Yeah.
But then we also see, like in the original Star Wars, Episode 4, that what's his name, Ben, like kind of rolls his eyes and like he says whatever about the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs, and because that's kind of like there's no way that could have happened.
Oh, I guess I kind of got the impression that he rolls his eyes like, yeah, hon, we get it. Like, you've been boasting about it all over the whole galaxy. Like, everybody's tired of hearing the story kind of thing. Because Han from my opinion, from this first movie, from this precursor movie, and kind of from his characters in 4, 5, and 6, you kind of get that of Han, right? Like, once he's very proud of himself, he's going to tell you.
Yeah.
And he's going to tell you multiple times.
But it wasn't it actually wasn't 12 parsecs. Well, you got to see the movie if you haven't seen it.
Well, it's 12-ish.
Yeah. He ran down.
But I like that about him because we see that this is his first, one of the reasons he's proud of it is he kind of has a reason to be proud of it because this is really his first chance through everything he's been through. This was his first chance, his first big flight, because he's been mouthing off, and I'm a flyboy, and I can do all this, right? Because he's young, and he mouths off, and that's what young males do. And so this is his first flight to kind of prove himself, and everything that could possibly go wrong is, of course, going wrong because it's a movie, right? And he proves himself. So, of course, he's going to be boasting about it. And I love that.
And you get to see the first interaction with Han and Chewie.
Yes, I was just going to bring that up. Yes. Oh,
that was like
my God,
amazing.
I loved that so much. So it brings back, to me it was funny because it brings back the memories of when Luke gets put in with the Bantha, right? Is that the name of it? My mind just went blank. When he gets thrown down in there.
In Return of the Jedi?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you get that feel, right? So you're kind of tied back into that movie. You get that feel. Han is thrown down in there with Chewie, and Chewie's supposed to be the big monster and it's going to eat him or whatever. And so, I don't know, I got pulled back, and I had a moment where I was like pulled back to those movies from my childhood, and I kind of felt that scene was like coming back again, and it was reminding me, right? And I'm like, oh my God, who's this monster? Like, I know Han's not going to get eaten, obviously, because he's been in the other movies. So you're not that worried about him, but you're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Like, he's going to do some cool thing. And then you're like, wait a minute, the monster's Chewie? How does this happen? Like, I'm blown away.
Because he's like savage at that point, because they're not feeding him.
And then Han magically speaks Wookiee, which I thought was, okay, a little like, really? You speak Wookiee? But
well, like all these people speak R2.
Right, I know. I didn't get that either. But you kind of...
We got a few comments here. Okay. Amanda says, I'd love to see a movie about Lando. We also have Sang 8114. Great movie. Certain scenes had the music from the asteroid scene in Empire. Should have come out in December. I like seeing it early. I don't
they've
mind
been
it so
keeping
much.
with December, so I get the whole December thing.
Yeah. And also Adam says, what's up? Y'all haven't seen it haven't seen it just yet, but I will. I'm behind in movies. Catch up.
Yeah, it's totally worth seeing.
It's totally worth seeing.
But that connection between him and Chewie, and then, I mean, I kind of got it. Like, I reasoned to myself, well, he was in this situation where he had to, like, finagle with people, and he had to kind of steal from people, and he was taught early on to, like, kind of be a double crosser. So he probably did have to learn, like, several different languages so that he could kind of go out there and do dealings with all of these different races or whatever. So I thought, okay, that's how I reasoned him, knowing the Wookiee. But to see them talking like that, it was like, I don't know. It was very endearing, and I just really kind of loved it. I don't know that...
It was kind of like that moment when you saw the Millennium Falcon in
The Last Jedi.
In The Last Jedi.
And you were like home, right? You're like, oh, there they are.
Or not in The Last Jedi, but the...
Oh, yeah. A New Hope.
The Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens, yes. I got them all mixed up now. I thought I could have done without, and this is how bad the character was that I don't even know her name. I don't even remember the character's name. She's Maze in Westworld. She's like Woody Harrelson's woman.
Yeah.
There was not a whole lot of character development, and there really didn't need to be for her, but there was more character development than there needed to be, if that makes sense. Like, she could have just kind of been a background character that we were like, oh, yeah, she's part of his crew or whatever. She bites it. Like, I don't know that she was important enough to have spent the amount of time on hers and Woody's relationship.
Yeah.
You know, the relationship between Woody and Han, I thought they could have built that up a little bit more, because you almost get this sense that Han is that quintessential orphan, right? He's looking everywhere for his parents, right? He's Rey, right? We're back to Rey. He's looking for his parents, and he wants somebody to be a parent figure to him. And so he scoops that up and lets Woody be that for him for a little while. Some people were saying that he's his mentor, but I don't necessarily see him him feeling like he was mentored by him, but that he wanted him to be a dad.
Yeah.
He needed a dad, which then translates to me, because that's who Han becomes for Rey, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's looking for this parent figure. He puts forth that kindness. So to me, I saw all those interconnections between that. And I don't know if maybe people didn't see that, or because I wanted to see that, that's what I saw, and that wasn't intentional when they wrote it. But to me, that's what I saw.
Or maybe that's what Ron had in mind.
Maybe. Like, you can never know, because
Yeah.
I didn't interview Ron. If Ron Howard would like to come and sit next to me, I would be glad to interview him. We could talk about Happy Days just for a little bit, because, you know, I grew up and watched Happy Days. But I would talk to you about Star Wars. So, Ron Howard, come to my chair. Not my chair, but that chair. Okay. But I don't know. I felt like I saw things in there that maybe other people didn't see.
That may have been why he shot first.
What?
Han? That's because he shot first?
I know he shot first.
Yeah.
Because he's Han. But why? I don't get it. I didn't get it. It went over my head.
Because of
I'm sleeping.
The issue that he had with Woody Harrelson's character.
Oh, yeah, so he couldn't trust anybody? He was taught never
Yeah.
to trust anyone? Yeah, kind of. And I thought that was good.
Yeah.
Like, the way they wrapped it all up, and it's... I don't know, it kind of wrapped it up the way I wanted it to.
It made sense the way it wrapped up.
Yeah.
It fit within...
I don't want to tell you too much, because...
It fit within the universe. It really did.
I thought so. The only thing that I was slightly... I don't know. I wouldn't say it was perturbed, but I was kind of like... I almost felt like it was pandering, maybe. Was where we see Darth Maul. I'm just going to throw this out here. I'm sorry, spoiler. We see Darth Maul.
Mm-hmm.
And we've already heard, and we already know if we've been watching Clone Wars, that he's repaired, right? This is possible through the Force and through your anger and all these things. And so he's repaired and he's back. And he's apparently has some control at this point of some of the goings on. I kind of feel like that's pandering, because people really loved that character, and he wasn't much of a character, which is weird. He really wasn't much of a character.
But he was behind the entire, what was it called, Crimson Tide?
Yeah, something like that. That I guess was from the novels, or I don't know.
The Crimson Tide was in Clone Wars.
But aside from that, is that like maybe it was in a novel or something? I don't know.
I'm not sure if it was a novel or not. But yeah, he's like a crime lord that just happens to...
Right, he's kind of like not taking on apprentices or anything. He's just like a mob boss kind of thing, right? He's like Jabba, kind of.
Or is he?
I don't know. You never can tell. I don't know. Maybe that does make me a casual fan, because like sometimes I can't follow all the...
Like Paul Bettany and
Paul Bettany's so cool. I love Paul Bettany so much. He's super cool.
His laser dagger.
Yeah.
His saber dagger, whatever. His light dagger.
I really like him a lot. There is just something about Paul Bettany as an actor that I'm like, oh, sign me up. Whatever he's in, sign me up. Like, I was going to watch this whether he was in it or not, but him being in it, I'm definitely like, sign me up. I will watch him. Like, he's really cool. I could have used more time with him.
I was like this close to him.
Y'all went to the restroom together, right?
Yeah.
It was awesome. I don't know.
Did the same thing with Lou Ferrigno, too.
Yep. Vincent's always in the restroom at the right time when celebrities are going. It's a thing.
But this one was at the Natural History Museum in New York.
Yeah.
He was out with his wife and kids.
Yeah.
He was out being with Jennifer Connelly.
He was being a human being. Shocker. Yeah. They're human beings. So yeah, I liked Paul Bettany's character. I could have seen more of him, just because I like Paul Bettany as an actor, so I'm okay with that. I also liked I just lost my train of thought. I'm doing that a lot today. I'm so sorry.
She lost her train of thought. Imagine that. She's tired. She's a teacher.
It was
Your
my
last
last
day?
day of school. Rah.
It was yesterday, but today you just had to
Yesterday
go
with the
in there and
kids. But
clean out and
speaking of the
stuff.
kids, let me do something really quickly because I promised my kids. Okay, these are the kids that told me that they watched the show, so I told them I would give them a shout out. So it's Andrew, Trenton, John, Juan, Josh, Brian, Sarah, Sophia, Cooper, Philip. I think that's everybody. I think so. If I forgot, I'm so sorry. I forget
watching,
everything all the
guys.
time. Just keep watching, comment, and I'll give you a shout out. Thank you guys for watching. I totally appreciate it. And a really quick plug for myself, like shameless plug, please. I am also, aside from doing Geek Out SA, I'm doing teaching videos to give out parent tips to help you with continuing your child's education when they're not in the care of a teacher. And I'm doing tips for teachers and for students. And that's on my channel called Gifted Guzman. Gifted Guzman. So if you need some summer teaching ideas or any information like that, check me out at Gifted Guzman, and I'm like sharing the teaching love. And hopefully it's helpful.
Plug.
Yeah, shameless plug for me. Sorry. Hey, we're always having guests on that are plugging their things. It's my turn to be the guest and plug my thing.
Plug it.
Now, I was back to the people, and Willow is one of them. And they are like their own kind of rebellion.
Yeah, when they're when they go to
You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen the movie?
No, sorry.
Oh. I know what I'm talking about, and I can't think. My brain is not processing.
Do we need puppets?
Yes. So there are these people. And remember Willow? Like Willow. And Willow, who also got to be one of the Ewoks, is now in this Han Solo movie as one of these like rebels. But they're not rebels per se. They are rebels, but they don't call themselves rebels. They're like a little faction.
before the rebels.
Yes.
We're talking about Warwick Davis.
Yes,
Yeah.
him.
I think he's the only original person that was in one of the original movies that was in this movie.
Really?
Because Chewie's been replaced.
Right. Yeah.
I could be wrong. I'm just guessing.
I think so because
I
I
think
don't.
so.
I
There's
looked up
nobody else in
Wikipedia
there.
and that's the only name I could recognize.
Yeah.
Because I don't think. I thought maybe they would have the original actor who was Lando like do a cameo or something, but I don't remember seeing him.
Mm-mm.
So
They did have his helmet from Return of the Jedi, the mask.
they did. I would like to go see this movie a second time. So for me, I have to see a movie, especially with everything that I have. My memory is not so great. The first time I see a movie, for me, I have like emotional connections. There are certain like feelings that I have about a movie. I have like my visceral response to how I felt. And then I have to kind of see it like a second and a third time so I can find some of those nuances, see some of those smaller things that I missed.
Oh, Ewoks? There weren't any Ewoks.
Oh, no, there weren't any Ewoks, but the actor...
Who played Wicket?
Warwick
Warwick Davis.
Davis. The actor Warwick Davis, he's
Willow.
a person. He was Willow in the movie. Yes. He was Willow in the movie Willow.
Which
That's
also
from back in
was
the day.
directed by Ron Howard.
Which was also directed by Ron Howard. He was also Wicket when he was a little boy, and now he's one of these rebellion fighters in the Han Solo movie. Did that all make sense? I seem like that was a lot. I needed puppets. I only have Pokemon
A bobblehead
puppets.
Han.
No, we're getting you puppets now.
I only have Pokemon puppets. I have Pokemon finger puppets. We can do that next time. I do. I bought them. They were cute. But I don't have any Star Wars puppets. I almost bought them. They were cute too, but
Yet.
it's on my list of things to buy. So then I can do little skits. Oh, Han, I've missed you so. This is my Star Wars universe.
So I really like the movie a lot.
You can tell that I really like the movie because you see, this is why we do if y'all watch the show, this is why we do the car the way we do. I get overly excited about things, and he's very droll, and he just is kind of like, Yes, honey, that was a good movie. It's okay. I really liked it too.
No, I really liked it.
I know, but your excitement level is like this big. Mine is like way over here. And you're like, yeah, I'm excited. It was awesome. So tell me.
Tell. He really, really liked it.
Tell me, because
No, I
I
really
talked
did.
a lot, and you only have like 8 minutes left, and I'm so sorry because I really did like this movie. What were some of the things that you liked? I know you liked the Chewie.
Yeah, I liked the Chewie. I liked that they talked about Terakasi. And that's the fighting style. 10 minutes. And that's the fighting style that was taught to Darth Maul. But that was also Masters of Terakasi, which is like one of my most favorite video games on the PlayStation, which was Masters of Terakasi, which is a Star Wars fighting game. If you remember that, I used to play that all the time. Mm-hmm. So that was a cool shout out. Hopefully, maybe they'll do another fighting game for that.
Which we will not play on Twitch because then I will hit Vincent in real life and not in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have anger management issues.
Will.
Yeah. So I didn't even catch that. See, because to you, again, you and I have a different experience with the movie because to you, that's a video game. I vaguely remember you playing it, but I don't remember like what the name of it was or anything. But to you, that was something, and you used to watch those videos about Darth Maul and the stunting, and the boys would watch shows about the different stunts and him as a stunt man and all the things and stuff. To me, that was never important. That wasn't. But see how Vincent like picked up on that. This is what I'm trying to explain to everybody is you can't knock somebody else's experience of the film. Like, I'm not going to be mad at somebody if they didn't like Solo. Okay, you didn't like it. That's okay. Like, you don't have to go pay to see it again. You don't have to like it. You can wish that it was written a different way.
I want to see it again.
I hated Ready Player One. I absolutely hated it. To me, it was like the worst because I had a visceral reaction, because I had a personal connection to the novel.
And I probably didn't like it as much because of some of the things that you told me about.
Right.
And
probably because of the crying I was doing during the movie probably didn't help you enjoy it too much.
I didn't really notice it. I was watching the movie.
Okay, good.
She was whimpering.
I was. So
why did they do that?
Again, I think movies, all kinds of entertainment, just not just movies. Entertainment has a personal connection to you based on what you like and where you came from. And like, because I am a teacher and I love my kids and I care about kids and I've seen kids struggle, and then I see where Han has come from and what he's struggling to get through. I'm like more of the soft, like feely, like all that stuff. That's more
just like
what
we
I
saw in
connect.
episode 4. It was the hero's journey, and we saw the same hero, kind of the same hero's journey in Solo. I mean, not scene for scene, but it was still a hero's journey.
Right.
I wish we had Alex here, Alejandro.
Alejandro.
So I wish we had to talk about it, but maybe we'll get him.
We'll
here
do that another time.
And
I really love how Han. 2 more things that I really loved. I love the robot, because there's always got to be a robot.
Yeah.
And I loved this robot very much. And I love how that robot becomes part of the Falcon. And I'm not going to tell too much about that because that's like kind of a special moment and kind of a thing. But I love how Han ends up with the Falcon too.
Yeah.
It's super slick. And you think there's no way he can ever get one over on Lando. And so, I don't know. It wrapped things up nicely. It was good.
But it makes me think, do you think that was their last interaction, or do you think they...
No, I think they continue in their interactions. It is at that moment that they realize that they will always come back to one another because they've shared this colossal moment together, and they've made some choices that they won't always completely trust one another, but if push comes to shove, they can come back together with one another, and they can kind of like have some shenanigans and maybe work on something.
Because there's supposed to be 2 other movies with Solo.
See, and I kind of wish, if it was me, I wish that they could turn this into a TV series. I could see Han Solo's life being a TV series. I really could. I could see us getting to see him grow and meet Lando and what trouble he gets in with Jabba and like where he goes with all of this and who he becomes as a smuggler and how
You should do it, YouTube Red.
The CW. I like the way the CW does stuff, like The Flash and Arrow and Riverdale.
Or
I love Dawson's Creek. Actually, I've never seen it. Vince loves Dawson's Creek, right there. He loves Pacey.
Pacey is the coolest.
I know it.
I hate Dawson, but Pacey was awesome.
I knew it. So yeah,
let's go to PaceyCon.
I would totally watch this as a series. I think that there's enough that you could write into it that it could definitely be a series that would go on for a while.
What was that mini-series that the Battle for Endor? Isn't that like a little mini-series that they did back in the day?
That was kind of a hot mess. I don't know that anybody wants to remember that.
Did you ever see that?
Wasn't that?
It was an Ewok thing.
Yeah, that was where I came from. That was released in the cinemas. I went and saw that.
Oh, it was?
Ah.
Yeah, no, that was like a mini series here, or it was like a little, something. They did something like that. Yeah, I think it was a mini series. There was a time, like in the 80s, that they loved mini series. Like everything was a mini series, right? It was like, it's shocking. It's gonna be a mini series.
Oh, North and South. I mean, I remember we always used to watch North and South.
Yeah.
That was a great miniseries.
That was a good miniseries. So I would do Han Solo on a regular basis. Oh, that sounded really awful. I would watch a TV show about Han Solo on a regular basis.
Are the best enemies the best friends?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Sometimes. They're kind of frenemies.
Yeah.
They kind of are.
I mean, it explains, it really does explain.
Like why things go the way they go.
Yeah.
Because it's like they kind of have a love-hate, respect, but like I want to knock you down a peg kind of relationship.
Because Han got one over on him, so now...
Well, Lando got one over first, and then Han got him back. So it's almost like you could see them going forward in their life. Oh, I got you back. Oh, really? Because now I got you back. Like, I could see them doing that to one another, like, perpetually back and forth. Yeah. So, I don't know. I really liked it. I really, really liked it.
If you haven't seen it, definitely go see it. Like I said, I want to see it again. It was that good that I'd want to go see it again.
And I don't think liking it made us a casual fan. I am not like a super uber like Omega fan, like I was trying to say at the beginning before we died and got cut off. I don't remember every planet. I don't remember the name of every character.
Sabers. We both have custom-made Jedi outfits.
That we made ourselves and spent hours like sewing.
A bunch of Pops Star Wars and a bunch of Star Wars stuff behind Stuart right now as we speak.
Obviously, they don't know this room. This room is filled with Star Wars junk. It's everywhere.
I mean, I have my original figures from when we were
We
kids.
have an at painted in the style of Starry Night, Van Gogh Starry Night.
Yeah. There's a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, no, not casual fans.
I didn't think
whatsoever.
we were. I mean, people tell us stuff like this all the time, but I think it's because, for me,
we're accepting of people that aren't like super uber fans.
Well, and for me, I've said this a million times before. For me, the experience is those feelings, those relationships. It's not me remembering every minute character. It's not me remembering every place that they go. Like, I visually, like, I can remember where they've been, but I don't necessarily remember the name of the place, right? You know, I know where Tatooine is. I kind of know what Hoth is. Like, I know where Endor is. I know where Dagobah is. It's like, I know some of those, obviously, but...
The important ones.
Yeah, but I know that there are uber super fans who know every little detail, and that's great. Like, I'm glad that you love it enough to do that. That's great. I love it in a different way, and that's okay. That doesn't make me a bad fan or a casual fan. And so what if I am a casual fan? Even if I was, the more casual fans we have, the more mainstream fans we have paying money, the more chances are we get to see things.
We get to see what we love.
Yeah. And I like the direction it's going. I don't hate it. But because I had such a visceral reaction to Ready Player One, I can see why people would have visceral reactions if they feel like characters that they love are not being portrayed correctly. So I totally get it. But
I really think he was portrayed exactly how he should have been.
I do. I felt all the connections.
I think Lando was portrayed as exactly how she should have been. Or as he should have been. Because I was also thinking about...
We haven't gone to that movie yet.
I was also thinking about Mother of Dragons.
Denise. But, yeah, I didn't even touch on her character because...
I don't know. I think means a lot more.
But I just didn't connect with her character because I was so... Like,
but her... Because you're more wrapped up in Han.
Right. I see her as a stepping stone in Han's life, but I'm not wrapped up in her as a character. Does that make sense? Because I'm wrapped up in Han as a character, so the people on the fringes or the people that interact with him, they're just stepping stones.
As soon as she said Terakasi, I was like, she had me with that. Yeah. I was like, oh, so how did you learn that? Which kind of got me to, I was like, wait a minute. Darth Maul.
Yeah, you knew. Like, you knew.
Style.
Because you were, like, looking at me and I was like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't get it.
But even though we didn't get to see Darth Maul in the game because it came out before the prequels came out. So, I don't know.
You're still hoping for this game.
Yeah. And they'll have Darth Maul in it.
Because people love Darth
Kylo
Maul,
Ren.
even though he had a 3-second spot in a movie. But it's fine. It's whatever. I never got the fascination with Darth Maul. I don't get it.
Because he had the lightsaber that went both ways.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, ooh, a lightsaber. And then the other one came out and everybody just lost their crap. It was like,
oh my god, he has the double saber! I never got it. He's okay. He's no Vader.
It was that saber.
He's no Vader.
It was still that saber.
It's not Vader.
He was all about that saber and flipping around and doing the stuff that he did.
He did really great stunts. I mean, don't get me wrong. He did. He did excellent stunts. But I just never got it. So, you know. I'm down for Vader. I know you're like a Luke guy. I'm down for Han. Han's my number one.
I like Vader too. Because...
But Luke's your guy.
Yeah, Luke's my guy.
Han's my number one. And I would say Vader's my close second. And now Rey is like, she's coming up strong.
I really do like Rey.
I'm digging Rey. Rey's coming up strong.
Yeah.
And I kind of really like Finn too. People don't like Finn as much, and I like Finn.
Finn's a very unlikable character.
I like him.
He's a weasel.
He is a weasel. He's a whiny little turkey buzzard. Yep, I almost said something naughty right there.
But I think we need to be able to see someone that kind of like tucks their tail and like.
Yeah, not everybody can be the hero, right?
Yeah. Well, not yet.
But even then, you can still have value.
Because apparently he's force sensitive.
Right. So even then, you can still have some value. And don't even get me started on the newest movies, which I totally love, because I love the whole thought of passing the baton on to the next generation so that we can continue to keep the franchise alive. Yeah. Because I'll keep this franchise alive. Let's keep going. I'm down. Let's go.
Happen.
We don't have to keep going backwards. Let's go. Let's go forwards. Let's see where we go.
Let's see those kids at the end of the Last Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah. So
See where I think that's where they're going for the next 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
You don't want to? I like it. I'd keep going. I'll keep going ad infinitum. I would. It's like having Rocky 5000. I'm going to have Star Wars 562.
And it's not so much the Disney thing, but it's just the thing that it's Star Wars.
What do you think?
I think the 3 prequels was right, man. I was like, nah, I'm done.
I liked the prequels. Were there flaws in them? Yes. But I liked seeing Anakin's rise to who he was.
I was looking forward to it. I took the 25 minutes to download the freaking trailer to watch it. Do we all remember that?
Yeah.
On dial-up.
On dial-up.
And I watched that trailer over and over and over again. I was like, oh, this is going to be so cool, so cool, so cool, so cool. And then I watched it and I was like,
I really liked it. What did you? Maybe it's me because I'm a mom and he's a little kid, and I felt this, and he was like leaving his mom, and they were trying to make him become something, and. Well, I think it just was trying to show us where they were at the time and how everything led to just slightly being off the mark and to not being what Anakin needed to go the other route, and just each little thing that pushed him.
And I just like seeing how the Empire became the Empire.
Yeah. I liked the prequels again, and maybe that was just because I brought my own. I watched what movie I wanted to see, right? Like I do with books too.
Jar Jar
I saw
Binks.
what I wanted to see.
And you have Jar Jar Binks, so. But yes, if you haven't seen it, definitely go see it. I really enjoyed that. 2 thumbs up.
Yep.
If you didn't like it, then
That's
you
okay, too.
didn't like it.
That's
Oh,
okay.
well. Hopefully the next Star Wars movie you will like.
Mm-hmm. Just get some finger puppets and make your own
But
movie.
people are still gonna pay to go see them anyway, so if you don't like it, don't go and pay. I'll keep going and seeing, because there's always. I think people are just gonna think, well, what if? What if it's better?
Yeah.
And they're gonna keep doing it. But thanks for checking us out. If you haven't subscribed to us, please subscribe to us by clicking on the subscribe button. We're almost at 500. We have like, what, 9 more to go?
I think so. Yeah, like 9 people left. So tell people about us. We hope you like the show. Just get us to 500.
we want to get paid. We want to talk.
Oh, I don't care about getting paid. It's just kind of like we set goals for
We're
ourselves.
going to go to Rolando's Super Taco, and with the first, like, $5, we're going to buy 1 taco and then split it 3 ways.
$5. We would probably be able to buy the condiments to go on the taco.
I'll pitch in some money. But thanks for checking us out. I'm Vince.
I'm Colleen, and that's Stuart.
Geek out, SA.